So this is, you know, I talked about maps already, about Tempest, if they had map pick, would go for the Dragonshire pick. They didn't get the map pick, but regardless, they'll never be able to take it in this best of 5 because BlossoM takes a smart choice and bans it right away. So you take a map that Tempest is known for, that they favor, that play a lot. You play an unusual map here in the Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we'll see how Tempest decides to draft on this map where the early game is so important. We might see an ETC pick coming out for Sign.
Well, this is the map that BlossoM actually brought the win against, I believe, Miracle once, and they had some wombo combos along with Wiz's Brawl to actually win several team fights and actually took a map off of one of the stronger teams within the first half of the series.
We have seen Judy play Morales on this map in situations like that, so would not be the shocking pick coming out, as I'm worried about this map screen staying up. Are we going in? There we go. No problems this time. We are all set and settled.
Alright, let's get into Spider Queen's first game draft. As another question I will keep on asking to Tempest, are they going to keep that Tyrael? It seemed like they are not as highly picking Tyrael as before, as there's a change in Imposing Will and also getting that spell.
His health pool is just smaller, so he dies easier. Doesn't have Imposing Will to add that extra effect. We're going to see the first ban Arthas. This has a lot of wave clear and it's really strong on this map for his rotation ability, but not the ban I expected. I actually wonder if we're just going to see the insta-lock on the Vala coming in for lockdown. BlossoM is just hovering that Tastar ban. They could ban the Vala instead, and I think that's the better choice. Feels obvious, right?
Yeah, they've been going around Vala and banning out the shields that actually support Vala, but instead they can, like L5, they can just ban Vala and think about the rest and making team comps with Tastar for something else.
What Tempest has been doing more often than the Vala comps, though, they're one of out of the 3 top teams that do it the least. They will take the Tassadar and then build into a melee comp because that's actually what they're good at. That's what they're most experienced with. So you can make arguments for both sides. I feel like if you remove the team name, I like the Vala ban. If you think about what Tempest will do with the Tassadar, building into a Greymane or a Thrall, for example,
yes,
the Tassadar ban makes sense. So Tempest now in the position to just take the Vala. They take Zarya instead.
Okay, even if BlossoM takes Valario here, Zarya is already gone, and Tempest, with already having the shield, they can build into Greymane comp, as you said, that they like, or Lockdown can go into False Set again, and or Gul'dan's wave clear, as they have several choices along with Tyrael also coming in later. Very likely to, as they have their own color of drafting.
So it's going to be the Valarial, as you mentioned, and still, even with the Zarya, without Vala, strong level 1 presence on this map, where you just rush down to the turrets immediately, absorb, and blow them up, get that level advantage.
So with that Zarya and a support plus DPS staying on that bottom lane will be questionable, and that will also determine, not determine, that will question which team will actually have ETC, who will have so much strong presence in all lanes, just roaming up and down.
Well, Lunara is coming in here with the Ragnaros early, so definitely not going to be Tempest who gets the ETC. BlossoM can ban it away if they don't want it, and then take it themselves, or take it themselves either way. Ball is in their court.
Yep, either ETC or Morden seems to be the better choices.
Malf going to be the choice to remove the top tier healer, as they already have that. So it's not a choke move, but it's a move that we're seeing more and more often because Malfurion is just so strong in general. And you don't choke a support out with this, but you just say, well, you're almost literally, it's not even an opinion, you just factually have a worse support now in terms of stats and CC and how he's been performing.
Yeah, but they're thinking because Hyde on Kerosene has been so crisp and has been on top of things, healing and damaging, finish off the last blow. So when Arthas is already banned, they want to go for that warrior choke and banning ETC. And now they can just take Morden or some other warrior they can think of.
They're going to take Murden for sure. the Zeratul ban here for Tempest is to make sure that Wiz doesn't have that backline pressure while Vala is healing, healing up with Ariel, getting the Hope built up very quickly. So with this removed, you know, with Vala, you normally need a secondary support of some kind. They don't have Zarya, they don't have Tassadar, and you almost wonder if they're going to grab Tyrael instead of the Muradin. They're considering it, but we see the Muradin comes out with a Gazebo, so it's not going to be solo damage Vala. We're going to have 2 damages, 2 sources.
And they already look pretty balanced. I would say they got the good start of the draft with Velario, and even with Muradin, Gazebo, of course, late game power. BlossoM, if they are able to drag it out or even to take the lead from the beginning, I think they really have a good chance already. They just have to finish the last pick with a Tyrael or even more safety pick on the front line, so to say, for Artanis.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we absolutely could see. It's not a ton of other real good choices for them right now. We're going to see Varian coming out with the Malfurion, since they did commit to the ETC ban. The Malf comes in. Varian get a pair with the Ragnaros. Obviously not as well as he used to, but you can still make that work with the taunt. You can have that combo. And Ariel is a really, you know, I feel like that we talked about the matchup between Lunara and Malfurion earlier, because Malfurion only has single target heals. The Lunara is very strong against that, but against Ariel, you know, there's going to be a large AoE heal that can kind of counteract exactly what Lunara has done in terms of damage. So I think it's going to be on Zarya to make sure that she has a lot of energy. She's doing a lot of supplementary damage to finish everybody off. Alternatively, it's going to be about Zarya's expulsion zones to isolate targets. And you have that same target rooted and then taunted, and then you have the Sulfurous Smash. So isolation kills are going to be very important for Tempest in order to win fights. So the sustained damage is absolutely going to be on the favor of BlossoM.
What is this going to be, a Stitches or something? I think they really have it.
Thrall,
of course. Wiz, especially on this battleground, most likely going to be Thundering again. And I like both drafts coming into play, finishing off with Thrall and Varian. Strong, of course, not Twin Blade. Should not be.
No. Report Wolf. Report Wolf.
I will if it gets to, and then let's go right into game number 1 between BlossoM and Tempest, as they will go right into Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's see if which team will start the series with the leading in this map. Let's get into the game.
In blue, Team BlossoM, Scarlet on Ariel, Dudu on Vala, Wiz on Thrall, Judy on Muradin, and no chat on Gazebo.
And in red, Tempest hide on Malfurion, Dog on Nara, Lockdown on Ragnaros, Sign on Varian, and Modern Life on Zarya.
So a little bit of a swap, having Lockdown on the Ragnaros and Modern Life on the Zarya.
Yep, also Dog on Nara instead of Zarya.
Yeah, Dog, so there's a bit of a role overlap here. So Dog is probably the best Lunara player in Korea, and the first player to play Lunara professionally in Power League, as this exchange goes vastly in favor of Tempest right now. So he plays it, which forces someone else to play the Zarya, and it looks like Lockdown is confident enough on the melee, which he did play back on MVP Black years ago, and you know, had experience role swapping on Tempest in the summer season onto Sonya, for example. So not a bad choice to have this set up here. I wouldn't even really argue it's like position changes. It's just kind of funny because the huge overlap that the team has in roles here.
Yes, and BlossoM, for their last pick, they picked up Thrall. Less protection for Vala, of course, going to make it weaker, and her to actually position herself in the front line will be very dangerous with Malfurion's root. Just one who can actually blow her. So Thrall has to be really peeling from the side or going into flanks.
It's actually nice to combo this with Detainment Strike. So the Detainment Strike gets the kill there on the side of the zombie wall. Also eats a ton of turret shots there as it was in range of the turret. This is all around amazing for BlossoM as they grab first blood. Judy harassing lockdown here in the top lane. It's actually Thrall who's sitting in the bottom, so Wiz is just getting that extra soak right now as no one from Tempest is down there. Hole left by the kill there. Onto lockdown. In terms of builds here, everything is pretty standard. Moonburn from Malfurion for a little bit more wave clear. The only thing that was really an option when you compare this. And the grenade talent coming out at level 1 for Zarya.
I like these lane swaps and roamings. Of course, this is the battleground that you can roam so quickly as the lanes are not really far apart. But usually you would see Avala on the bottom lane and also Zarya, and here comes the teamfight. Judy just instantly, when he spots all the enemy in the bush, just tosses away.
Okay, so this game very even right now. In terms of gems collected, a slight lead to Tempest, but in terms of when you compare, when you add the gems turned in, it's actually in favor of BlossoM, so perhaps I misspoke there, but it's only one kill on the board, and normally in matchups like this, so hold that thought. Duck nearly getting caught here.
Almost.
In terms of this matchup, you normally see Tempest take a much deeper lead. Not happening here. Is a bit worrisome, actually. Nice save on Duck there, though. Couldn't get a counter pick. Lockdown comes up aggressively to get this wave, and BlossoM is just kind of out-rotating with this aggressive 4-man.
And good pathing from Modern Life, as she could have got the strike and get stunned on the wall. And even parry build coming out from Varian, as he is the only tank on the front line. Just want to get those damages canceled out with the protection. It's
really effective against Vala, specifically also with the build that she started to do, switching into multi-shot oriented now. I like that choice, considering the
protection, shield, and protection right off. Damage at all.
The root here too onto Wiz. He's going to take a ton of damage. He will be healed and will escape. Very aggressive rotations we're seeing over and over here from BlossoM. And if Tempest can continue to just kind of soak that and stay split in their lanes without losing any members, they will eventually get ahead in EXP, but it hasn't happened yet. They haven't been able to make that work. They're trying to basically counter whenever there's a big aggressive 4-man rotation and they're trying to catch someone on the retreat. No kills yet. Okay, they're going to do that same counter right now. Sign coming in, but he's alone, actually. This is not what they wanted.
Actually catches onto that Stone Bolt. Nice play there by Judy.
The counteracting damage here to the towers, though, will absolutely be worth it for Tempest. They do take a slight EXP lead. They're also going to get this turn in. So, not worth it in the end. As Tempest, they had the choice to rotate up to try to punish that, which they've been doing the entire game long, but this time just sticking with their guns in lane with the Zarya pick that they have. But the first web weavers for them going to help push them to 10. So Vala switching into the multi-shot build, very powerful here against what we're seeing. Spider build coming out for Nazeebo. Remember, this map normally goes long, so Nazeebo is looking to get tankier and hit that level 20. Duck gets hit by the Stormbolt. There's the follow-up root. And that's a pick.
That is a pick indeed. And Vala just comes around the side, adds a little bit more damage as it was needed at the end. And when that Nazeebo becomes all the way to level 20, that will be a big threat to Tempest, as they do not have so much tank to actually soak in the damage. Lockdown this time on Ragnaros instead of Modern Life has got only one death from staying in on solo, so that's not as bad.
Well, I mean, this could have been a lot stronger. They got one pick onto Duck. They nearly got a second pick onto Modern Life. Looking for that pick again here as Sign is just trying to zone out. Not the zoniest hero you have, especially with the nerfs to Varian. So, basically less of a stun on that charge. Slow, I should say.
Yeah,
so tougher for him to peel.
Stun is gone.
Yeah, it's just a slow now, but harder for him to peel. Does save his teammate regardless now, as we're fairly even. Scary thing for BlossoM is they need to get this turn in right now. If they don't, they're carrying a lot of gems. Ooh, Wiz narrowly avoids that shot. Cancels it anyways. He's going to turn in. There's the 30, so it's going to be the counter web weavers. And we'll see if Tempest can get the picks that BlossoM did. I doubt it. With the composition they have, it's going to be tough for them to look for picks. So this should theoretically be a stronger web weaver push for BlossoM.
And BlossoM is really trying to look for a long game, and they're actually the one who got picked. Tempest is just looking for that level 10, and that's their color. They usually go for that level 10, especially with Tyrael. Need that Sank to actually go burst into the team fights, and that's actually how they won the entire global championships of summer last year too.
This is true. The web repush doing a lot here for BlossoM. Already a wall down here in bot. Top web weaver is kind of slowed up up there, but can eventually be rotated towards. The fact that it's still fairly healthy is nice here for BlossoM. They're going to get 10 first. Lockdown actually going to try to catch them, though, with a big swing here. Committing to Molten Core.
And even get rooted, but not enough damage following up, and BlossoM just hit level 10, so they're not going to engage too far, as they may actually put themselves in the danger zone. As
you mentioned, we are going to see Sundering coming out for Wiz. So looking for that kind of isolation and split up in the team fights to get, you know, 1 or 2 members pushed away from the team, away from the safety of Malfurion. And Tempest now having 10, they're going to come up here and look for the fight. We see the Saphirius come down, but there's the Sundering. Aegis well-timed.
Well-timed, then Nazebo is already gone. Gargantua is still doing some damage, but Judy is the next one to fall as Duck just leaps over the target. I believe she still has 1 more stack available, but that's going to also put him in trouble if he leaps over. Scarlet just got rooted at the very end, even taunted, and gone.
Yep, that's a lot of gems dropped here for BlossoM. Unfortunately, many of them unrecoverable. And with just 3 more web weavers taken, looks like Sign's not going to commit. Modern Life wants them, though. 3 more taken, they will be able to get a counter turn-in. We're going to look for the majority of their turn-ins right now. Duck drops 10. Sign's going to drop 11. So 2/5 already dropped in. A Lockdown's going to get the 3rd part of this. They have enough exactly now for the turn-in. And it looks like BlossoM is rotating over, actually, to prevent this. Rather see a shot of that than Duck. Yes, he's pushing that in the lane. That's viewable on the minimap. Here we go. Hyde is the one carrying those 7 gems.
Yeah, he has the exact number, and looks like Nara does not have enough, so not going to turn that in.
No chat. Just going to push this top lane right now and get tankier. While the rest of his team is poking what they can. Hyde goes for the turn-in again. Stormbolt hits at the last second, but it's not enough to stop the turn-in. He still gets it in.
Even Expulsion Zone used at the very end, just for the safety, I would say.
I think they wanted to punish that rotation in, but unfortunately, Murden can jump over that, so not going to happen.
Yep, and Expulsion Zone is, and a taunted Valak's gone. Nice catch by Sign right there.
Okay, so this is already the majority of the damage taken away here for BlossoM. There's the great Sulfurus. We had 2 for 2 on those this game. Will knock out Nazebo, so with no chat dead, absolutely no damage, no poke either. So this web push is going to be really awesome. 2 big sources of damage removed right away at the beginning of this. They may be able to double fort here, mid and bot. The top fort's already low. They may even get all 3, as it turns out, because of this. Fairly lucky for them. Look, here's the top fort. It's going to go down. Bot already working its way here. They got mid. This is incredible for Tempest. Those 2 picks were the picks they needed. Those are the best defensive heroes that BlossoM has to stop a web weaver push, but with them being dead, it's such a problem.
And Expulsion Zone to actually zone out, and no chat does get caught, but great Aegis to stall some time, but gets rooted at the end barely.
Oh, it's DOT! Might be too much, just barely. Oh, but Molten Core secures the kill. Well played here. Another death for no chat as this push continues. And that bot web weaver is still alive, still pushing. Okay, Rez is saying it's going to expire, but I mean, this is too much.
And Dudu is also very low. Molten Core did finish, but that was a one dangerous situation for himself.
Okay, they're going to try to push this with the Sundering.
That was a defensive move, and Judy maybe overextended a little bit, could have got himself a kill for himself though. And Tempest really being aggressive. I'm liking these plays coming out from Tempest right now.
Okay,
and they're
gonna go for this boss, or rather not boss, camp steal. This forces BlossoM to rotate around. They got greedy trying to defend it. We call it greedy without 13 to try to mount a defense like this. They lose Muradin. So as you said, Judy is dead. So for a smash here, avoided by the Aegis. And it looks like they're just going to back off here. There's no reason to force the issue any further.
They can go for this camp. They have the expulsion zone available again. And easily, they just take the camp off of BlossoM right now.
Lockdown is even trying to push this bot lane further as Catching Fire does complete. Just wants to make sure this is non-stop push, non-stop pressure. They have full vision control of the map now with 16. They could try to boss while BlossoM turns in. We'll see if they want to play it that greedy. Sign is all alone here, which is kind of been the story of him in this split. Okay, but does have a nice sundering here. He is in dangerous position. So is Modern Life. Sign way overextending. No communication here with the team for him to be this far forward. So he is going to be perhaps the next to fall.
Actually gets Zarya killed because of the extension, but charges out to the right target and just walks away. But still, they are almost 3-level lead and talent up still. I love the pressure they have. They are keeping up the pressure so BlossoM can't really make the plays and really punishing NoChat for being really aggressive. And even due to whenever Bala is right there, so either of those targets are blown up from the beginning of the fight.
There's just way better target selection here for Tempest. They're removing the squishy targets first. Both damages, both times removed from the fight, which means they win the follow-up. They just had the coordination to target together, to focus fire these damages immediately. Even without Zarya in the fight, they still were able to get those two dead, and then it doesn't matter what happens next for BlossoM. They just have to leave. They can't stick around without their damages. Now they're down at a talent tier against 16 during all of this, and it's going to very soon be a new turn-in for Tempest. Looks like they want to push for the keep first here in the mid lane.
They really want to get this keep. They have been pressuring this keep forever. And Sign with that parry will, of course, have so much protection on himself, but here comes the Thundering. Didn't really catch anyone in the front line.
Telling not, look at Duck, how much pressure he's putting on Wiz right now, knocking him down to half health just by his stutter step auto attacks alone. 3 gems away from a turn-in is Tempest right now. They didn't get the keep, but they got half its health. They're going to continue to siege onto Judy. Every time they get a positive exchange like this, they get closer and closer to being in range of the keep. When they get in range of the keep, they're going to kill it. Rotating down now to the bot lane, just keeping all 3 lanes pushed, actually, is their name of the game right now. NoChat gets a wall here on the Sign, but it doesn't matter. Wiz is rotating around. He doesn't have Sundering for 30 more seconds. Looks like he's going to try to sneak a turn-in, which I don't think he has enough, does he? Oh, no, he actually does
have
57.
enough.
Oh, my God.
Spot there, but it does get turned in, but he will make no escape from here. There's
that was
no
actually
way.
Pretty calculated. I didn't realize he himself was carrying 57. This is worth it, I'd say.
I would say if he couldn't turn it in, that it would have been a very risky. It is still a risky play, but well done by him. And he'll be back in 30 seconds. They just have to defend a little bit. Of course, they will waste a little bit of the Web Weaver, but still, they're making some considerable pushes in all lanes.
The end result is good. Could have been better. They're desperate at this point. They want to relieve this pressure. The problem is the Web Weavers are largely being ignored here from Tempest as they look to get this keep. Gargantuan is going to be focused down here. They save the keep for now.
Flashy plays coming out from Duck as he's actually doing the poison damage instead of NoChat as in Nazebo. It's going to take a little bit more time to actually build up for those auto attack damages.
So not a single fort destroyed here. The Web Weaver push helped push the lanes out, and it was largely defensive in nature for BlossoM. Looks like they're going to commit to actually getting this bot fort, but it's going to be denied here by the Molten Core. Sign is coming for the flank here. They want more. They want to get the DPS removed once again. Dudu's the target. The Sulfuris misses.
Yep, and they are on the chase. Look at all those damage over time. NoChat is already gone. Aegis has to be popped, but Vala is the one that's been targeting, focusing, the beautiful focusing coming out from Tempest right now.
Spears and the Splinter, and Splinter BlossoM down.
It's just painful to watch, just to run away from all that damage.
I mean, they do escape, but they're going to lose mid-keep. It looks like Lockdown's going to commit to pushing this one first. They're going to rotate up. You can see Duck's going to help secure that. And with both damages again, go figure, with its target selection from Tempest, they just don't have any way to repel this pressure that's just directly on them. Wiz here in the Aegis, going to survive a bit longer, does a little bit of extra damage.
Wow, taunted, rooted, and smashed. Even zone to actually keep him there, but does not go down at the end, but still, that was a lot of CC put in just to try to get 1 kill.
Yeah, even the Twilight Dream actually used as well there. This is going to be the time for Tempest to leave. They got what they needed. They got the keep. They have enough for another turn-in, so why risk it? Why force the issue here, at least before 20? There's just no real benefit to that. They also know that if they back off in Hearth here, there's not much objective-wise BlossoM can take. They don't have enough gems. They only have a 5th, 12 of 60 right now to turn in. And really, if most of the members Hearth back, they can just have one check boss. And that's going to really be all that BlossoM could have tried to get. But if there's vision of it, it's not going to happen. And as you can see, that's exactly what Tempest is doing. They send most members back. Now they're Hearthed up. They're healthy. They're going to look for the pick on the Wiz here. He uses Sundering, but that's going to be a waste.
Aegis was still on cooldown, just barely. And Scarlet has been making that crazy saves all the way from the beginning of this game, but just not enough as he has to protect so many targets. And Tempest has been split focusing so well.
Okay, moving forward right now is Tempest.
They're looking.
They look for the 20. They have the Web Weavers. The catapult pressure in mid is starting to mount here with the Knights now that they've stolen. Modern Life has Expulsion Zone. We're gonna have the leap in a moment.
They will look to end the game as they're about to hit 20 when they hit 20, and they want to finish this game.
Okay, 20's up. Yeah, Bolt. Could see a Bolt Twilight Dream. So Furious is also available. BlossoM has to fight this perfectly, but it's going to be difficult, especially when you see this immediate parry coming out. Aegis going to save him for a little bit longer, but down goes Wiz. The Molten Core is active here. And this is probably the beginning of the end. Dudu trying to avoid that extra damage, but he cannot. Do see the kill onto Malfurion, but Modern Life survives here. The Web Weavers are pushing now onto the core.
Look at all that shield coming in.
Look
back
at Judy's
for
health.
Modern Life. Judy's very low, and Duck just leaping over to finish the last chunk of the damage. Scarlet really the key player of BlossoM today, really trying to help his teammates stay alive, but just not enough protection and so much damage coming out from Tempest as Hyde also bolts in and Twilight Dreams to finish off the kill. And there goes the core. That's the end of game number 1, going to Tempest.
There you have it. Definitely a rough start to the game, I would say, but their late game team fighting was way better. Their target selection on the DPSs was consistent throughout the entire game.